Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel Legends Thor, Love and Thunder, Korg Build-A-Figure, King, Valkyrie. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much, much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Thor, Love and Thunder, Korg Build-A-Figure, King, Valkyrie. Now, if you cast your minds back to the end of Endgame, Thor went off with the Guardians and left Valkyrie in charge of New Asgard here on Earth. And we will see that in live action in this new movie. And this is the third time we have gotten an MCU Valkyrie in figure form. But no complaints from me. I really like Tessa Thompson in this role. And it looks like they've updated her look once more. In the packaging, she comes with a sword and also Build-A-Figure pieces for the Korg Build-A-Figure, namely his head. And that weapon definitely seems to be for Korg rather than Valkyrie. So there she is in the box, broken hammer on top, picture of Valkyrie on the side, that same picture on the back of the box. We get a write-up that reads, King Valkyrie. When a dangerous new visitor threatens the livelihood of New Asgard, King Valkyrie is forced to take up the sword once more to defend her people. And then, as always, you get a list of all the figures in this wave you need to complete the Korg Build-A-Figure. Today we're reviewing King Valkyrie. So yeah, looking forward to this one. As always, I like getting upgrades and different versions of characters, and of course I'll do some comparisons. So let's get her open. Here we have Valkyrie out of the packaging with all of her accessories, but the only thing for Valkyrie is her sword, of course, so not a lot. The other things are, of course, Korg's head, so you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel and come back, because once we have all of the pieces for Korg, we will build and review him. Not today, however. He also comes with a weapon as well, but I'll put them to one side. Today, let's focus on Valkyrie, who is a completely pinless female Marvel legend with double jointed pinless elbows, which is always beautiful to see. You can get a better look here at her trademark sort of blue cape, and yeah, just a really nice looking black and white uniform for Valkyrie, or should we say King Valkyrie. So of course we will do some comparisons, but I want to take a closer look at this one first, and I'll compare it to the other head sculpts too. But yeah, basically sword and Valkyrie, that's what you get. Taking a look at the head sculpt, I think once again Hasbro have done a great job using that 3D digital face printing tech to capture the likeness of Tessa Thompson. This is probably the best likeness we've gotten on a Valkyrie figure. I like that the eyes are open a little bit wide. It's a neutral sort of stern expression, but I'm fine with that as the character herself is quite stern. I like the pink sort of lips, the rosy cheeks, and yeah, I think they've done a good job here. Sometimes zooming in through the camera lens, it doesn't always do it justice, but I assure you in person, it's really nice. And again, you're not looking at your figures this close up anyway, are you? You're at a distance admiring them on the shelf. And yeah, I think the likeness is really good. Some unique hair as well, as she's got these really long braids that literally go all the way down her back, all nicely individually sculpted, with a few that sort of dangle off here in a sort of softer plastic, which is nicely done, and a sort of top high ponytail, if you will, but spinning it a bit around, that's really good. That's obviously going to hinder her hair looking up, because obviously you can't really do much, but she can look down, and look, some blue as well in her hair as well, which is really good. So a couple of blue sort of braids in there as well. So yeah, really nice head sculpt on the figure. And if we compare it to the previous Valkyrie head sculpts, I like the Endgame one. I thought the likeness was there, to be fair, but I do think this new Love and Thunder one just beats it a little bit. But yeah, that previous one I didn't dislike, and obviously the hairstyle is different as well. I tell you which one it blows out the water. That very first Valkyrie we got during the Ragnarok era, I think it was like in a 2-pack, where it's got like the eye paint on it. That wasn't even using the 3D digital face printing tech, so you can see what a difference it makes to capturing the likeness of an actual actor or actress playing a character. So yes, the win for the best likeness of Valkyrie for me is this Love and Thunder. Paying attention now to Valkyrie's new Asgardian armour in this black and white, which I really like, to be fair. I like this design. There's some chrome elements to it as well, in those sort of trademark discs that we usually see on an Asgardian gear. There's some sort of chrome armour mesh down here as well on this skirt piece. This skirt piece is attached to the lower waist, so there's no waist swivel. All the articulation on the sort of upper part of the body is up here on this diaphragm ball, so you get some tilt, obviously, some back, some forward, so decent range there. That's where the swivel is as well. There's like a decal there, some some sort of logo or something. Maybe it's for New Asgard, not too sure, but that's there as well. Obviously the nice blue cape, nice little contrast to the blue beads in her hair, and that is attached to the sort of top piece of armor, if you can see there. So if you wanted to replace it with a soft good cape, you could probably cut it at the back, but it is attached to that upper layer of armor, and it's also plugged in at the back as well. There's like a little peg there, so that is plugged in so it sits flush against the back. She's got some sort of gloves you would see there on the hands as well, which are nicely done. And while I'm zoomed in, let's just pay attention once again to those lovely double jointed pinless elbows. Just look at that beautiful range, liking that a lot. Same with the legs. Her legs are quite glossy actually, and there is some sort of sculpted elements down here, some harnesses, some going down the thigh, but there is still a thigh cut. But yeah, quite glossy legs, double jointed knees, but obviously hindered because of her boots. And there is like a sort of trim of silver or chrome on the glossy boots as well, and she's wearing higher heels or wedges or whatever you want to call them, but there's some more silver elements there on the boots as well. But yeah, still decent range for sure. As I said, this skirt piece is attached to the lower person, not so much a skirt, but you know what I mean, it's like a lower garment, if you will. She is the king after all. But yeah, really like this figure. As I said, this is probably my favorite design for Valkyrie so far. We're yet to see it in live action. We didn't even get a glimpse of it in the trailer, to be honest. But yeah, looking good. Valkyrie's only accessory, her only weapon, is this sword that she comes with. It is a new sword. It's not just a reissue of something we've seen before. It's got some nice sculpted detail on it. It's got like a sort of teal shimmer, if you will, but it's definitely chrome all the way up to the tip with a white handle and then a white chrome loop there. She's got one sword holding hand that grips it very nicely, to be fair, and it also has the up and down hinge on, which really does make a difference for poses. So that combined with the double jointed elbow means you can get some nice sword holding poses. Her other hand is just sort of an open palm expressive hand. So I would have liked some interchangeable hands, maybe some fisted hands if I'm being greedy. But yeah, that is your only accessory for Valkyrie. And just, yeah, one last look at the cape. It's quite a slender, slim cape, not too back heavy, so she will stand up nicely. Got a nice little swoosh at the bottom, and it doesn't go all the way to her feet. It sort of stops at her ankles. So again, it's not going to lean her back too much. But yeah, for a sword, you can't really harness it anywhere. I think we've got a Valkyrie before that came with like a hilt, but now you can actually maybe tuck it in between this harness on her sort of lower skirt piece, and it just sort of sits there. But I don't know if that's the official place to put it, but that's where I put it, and it sort of sits there nicely. So yeah, Valkyrie with her sword. Moving into some comparisons, as I mentioned earlier, this is the third time we have got an MCU Valkyrie in figure form, and it may be my favourite. As you can see, two of them have the Tessa Thompson likeness with the digital face printing tech. The very first Valkyrie we got during the sort of Ragnarok era came in a 2-pack, I believe, and as I said, it's a little bit outdated now already. It was okay to have that character represented at the time, but now it just doesn't hold up to our MCU collection. It doesn't have the face printing tech, and proportionately, it's just a little bit too big and probably out of scale when you compare Tessa Thompson to Chris Hemsworth on the shelf as well. So yeah, you can't really head swap either, as none of them have the same skin tone. All of them differ just a tiny bit, but they all represent different times of the MCU for Valkyrie. This one, of course, is at the end of Ragnarok, where she puts on her Valkyrie armor, and obviously that's how we see her in Endgame as well. That's why we got it in the Endgame wave. We're yet to see this in live action, but it's obviously going to be in Love and Thunder, of course. And as I said, this one's just a little bit outdated now as well. So she'll probably get toted, but the other two will find a place on the shelf for sure. Next up, we have the King's Loyal Subjects, aka Thor. So I've got two versions of Thor, of course. We've got the Endgame End Battle That Thor, and then over here we've got the brand new Ravager Thor. So obviously these two go together a lot better and make a lot more sense on the shelf. But again, we haven't seen the film yet, so we don't really know what times they meet and are they going to wear this gear at the same time. So to answer those questions, we'll have to wait until the film's released. But the figures look nice together. Here we have Valkyrie compared to a couple of members of the Guardians of the Galaxy from this very Love and Thunder wave, with Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord. Who? Star-Lord. And then of course we have Groot. Here we have Valkyrie compared to Mighty Thor, aka Jane Foster, and these two scale together very nicely, and I'm assuming that these two will share quite a lot of screen time together in the movie as well, because I believe Jane visits New Asgard, and then that's when she gets her Thor powers. But we shall see how it all unfolds very soon, but again, the figures look nice together. And just for some other MCU females that may also be in the movie, well, we know they're in the movie, but do they share a scene with Valkyrie? We shall find out. But here we have Mantis and Nebula. Here we have Frogman and Tigra. And then last but absolutely never ever least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. So, final thoughts on Valkyrie. Oh, sorry. King Valkyrie, I'm sorry, Your Majesty. This is a very nice figure. Now, of course, I haven't seen the movie Love and Thunder, but I'm sure when I do, I'll come home and I'll be very happy once I've seen Valkyrie in live action that I already have the figure represented in plastic on my display. I am sure of it. Really like Tessa Thompson in this role, and I know we've got a couple of Valkyries now, but again, the character design changes and they can be placed in different spots on the shelf. So yeah, no complaints from me. I do think it's the best looking Valkyrie we've got so far in regards to the likeness of Tessa Thompson. However, I am partial to that all white outfit, that Valkyrie uniform. But I tell ya, if I have to be nitpicky here, I would like some more interchangeable hand for some more expressions when posing. The capes are sometimes fiddly and annoying, but I'll tell you what accessory we really need for a Valkyrie, MCU or comic at this point. Give me the horse with wings. In my display, I need a Valkyrie riding that horse into battle. Now, is it called Pegasus, or am I getting that confused with Hercules? But still, you know what I'm talking about. I want Valkyrie and her horse. I know that the Rider's Wave, or the Rider's Line, is on ice at the minute, but still, bring it back, give us a Lockjaw crystal, and give us Valkyrie and her horse. There you go, Hasbro, you're welcome to those ideas. But anyway, people, you let me know what you think in the comments below, of course. Do you like this Valkyrie, or do you prefer one of the other releases? Always curious to hear your thoughts, but if you like Marvel Legends, then guess what? You're in the right place. Go and check out the videos tab, find the playlists, but most importantly, please, 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 hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, don't miss out on the video, and please, hit that join button, become a channel member, go on, try it, show some love, or join the members club, I dare ya, much appreciated, and of course, follow me on Instagram, it's Dan Who, and I'm on Twitter as well, don't be shy, tweet me at Dan Who Reviews, and until then, my name is Dan W, and I will of course see you on the next one.